On-the-job training is a practical training method which happens in the workplace for almost every employee when they first start working for a business. Typically, to train them on how to use equipment, machinery, or even how to complete a process from start to finish. Alternatively, it's a very common method used to upskill or reskill employees, especially if they are changing job roles within the business. A very common example of on-the-job training would be in retail, where employees are trained on a variety of workplace processes, which include how to process a sale on the tills, how to visually merchandise on the shop floor, or how to receive a delivery in the warehouse. There are several popular options for training employees on the job. These include mentoring, which is when a more experienced or senior employee is given the responsibility to provide ongoing support to another employee, and is often a longer term process, which offers more than just training for the individual in question. For example, it's likely that the mentor will conduct progress checks whilst offering help and advice on an ad hoc basis along the way. Put simply, a mentor is a go-to person for the employee who is being trained, acting as a trusted advisor and supporting their mentee. Another method of on-the-job training is coaching, which is typically a short-term solution to meet the skills requirements and training needs within a business. It's a formal and structured process which focuses on identifying and prioritising goals for the employee to achieve. These goals could be set by the business and provided to the coach and employees collectively. Alternatively, a coach will be tasked with comprehensively analysing a business and its employees to identify the strengths and areas for improvement before developing an effective strategy. It's not uncommon for a coach to challenge the status quo, providing critical analysis of the business with a fresh perspective and providing potential solutions to drive the business forward. For example, identifying employees who are lacking vital skills and providing a coaching or training plan to develop these said skills. Demonstrations are a very simple, quick and effective training method for developing new skills and demonstrating processes to employees. Demonstrations can be carried out by anyone in the organisation, but are often carried out by experienced employees who are in the same role, as it is typically a quick-fire one-off method of training employees. Often, demonstrations form part of a holistic training process, but they can also happen informally on an ad hoc basis, as and when the employee needs it. For example, it could be an employee demonstrating the process of putting a sale through the business's till system as part of the formal induction process. Alternatively, an experienced employee might see one of their new colleagues struggling with a process, such as visually merchandising a section on the shop floor, and therefore decides to go and demonstrate how to complete the process effectively. Job shadowing is one of the simplest methods of on-the-job training. Essentially, an employee follows another employee whilst they do the job, with the aim of developing an understanding of the role. It's a very common method used in business whenever a new employee starts, or a current employee takes on a different role within the business. For example, a new employee starts working in the bakery at a supermarket. Therefore, they shadow the current employees who work in the bakery to gain an understanding of the role, how to use the equipment, whilst observing the technical processes required to perform in the role effectively. A final example of on-the-job training is job rotation, which is when employees change roles within a business with the aim of developing a team of all-rounders which can complete most tasks should they be required to. This helps a business to cover staff shortages which occur through sickness or if demand increases, and it's essential to help the business adapt to change and meet skills requirements. For example, in a supermarket, employees from the warehouse and shop floor departments may be asked to work on the checkouts for a period of time to develop their skills and knowledge so they are able to support the business if it experiences high volumes of traffic at the checkouts during peak periods, or they have a shortage of staff due to sickness.